Clash in eastern Ukraine. Ukrainian M-2 Bradley vs. Russian BTR-82. A deadly game of vehicular chicken on the front line in eastern Ukraine resulted in a decisive defeat for the losing side. On or just before Saturday, a Russian BTR-82 wheeled armored personnel carrier carrying a squad of infantry on its roof managed to cross the no-man's land between Russian and Ukrainian lines and sped into a Ukrainian-held settlement west or southwest of the ruins of Avdiivka. In response, an M-2 Bradley tracked infantry fighting vehicle from the Ukrainian Army's 47th Mechanized Brigade raced out to intercept it. As a Ukrainian drone observed from overhead, the two vehicles sped toward each other along the same paved road. The Btr-82 firing its 30mm autocannon and the M-2 firing its own 25mm autocannon. At the last second, the BTR swerved right to avoid a collision. The two vehicles passed within feet of each other, each firing away with its gun. "Not something you ever thought you'd see in real life," commented the Estonian analyst with the handle war translated. There were clear winners and losers in this deadly encounter. The M-2 and its three-person crew seemingly escaped unharmed. The Btr-82 rolled away damaged and smoking, with dead and injured infantry spilling from its hull. The 47th Mechanized Brigade provided context in a post on Telegram. Russian motor rifle brigades and regiments are trying to advance from Donetsk and Avdiivka toward Pokrovsk, 25 miles to the west. "Here, the enemy is trying to advance deep into our territory," the brigade explained. "This APC, which you see in the video, broke into a settlement," the brigade continued. "The Bradley crew had to react here and now." The outcome was predictable. Around the ruins of the eastern city of Avdiivka, one of the most violent sectors of the 700-mile front line in Ukraine, the Ukrainians are deploying heavier and more sophisticated vehicles, including the 34-ton M-2s with their fast-firing and highly accurate Bushmaster autocannons, while the Russians are deploying older and less sophisticated vehicles, including 13-ton Mount LB armored tractors and the 15-ton BTRs. When Ukrainian and Russian vehicles clash in similar numbers, the Russians usually suffer heavy losses. In May, the Russians lost nearly 300 APCs and IFVs, as confirmed by analyst Andrew Perpetua. The Ukrainians lost around 40, according to analysts at Oryx. To be fair, the Russians can afford heavier casualties. Having huge reserves of manpower, the Muscovites quickly replenish the insane losses and throw them into battle again and again, the 47th Mechanized Brigade explained. The 2,000-person Ukrainian brigade estimates it's facing a Russian force 3 times its own size. However, Russian losses are reportedly 7 or 8 times higher than Ukrainian losses, disproportionately high for the Russians.